Hello and welcome to From No Crypto to No Crypto. This is Blockchain Wayne bringing you another cryptocurrency podcast. Today's episode brought to us by Concierge Club, mobile private key wallet and point of sale solution, helping to make crypto safe, easy, and overall process more efficient while costing less, helping to make crypto mainstream. Also brought to us by Cryptocurrent Conference, going to be held in New Orleans March 14th and 15th, the first crypto and blockchain conference in New Orleans for 2019. You can get your tickets today at www.crypto-currentconf.co. All right, let's jump in today's episode. Been a few days since we recorded. I wanted to kind of look at what's going on and trying to pick a topic for today. And really, mass adoption is the ultimate end goal for cryptocurrency. For those that are enthusiasts, that see what's going on, that see what this technology can bring. So adoption is the key. So I want to look at some things that are happening, things around the news that are going to kind of point us towards that mass adoption. And that's really what we're going to focus on today. So, the Cambridge Center had done an article, done some research they published last year, probably third quarter of last year, said that the number of verified users of cryptocurrencies almost doubled in the first 3 quarters of the year, rising from 18 million to 35 million, of 2018. So, just showing what's happening in crypto. A lot more people are jumping in, and this was, remember, we were in a downtrend, right? So people are jumping in. And I think as opposed to 2017, where we saw a lot of hype, a lot of speculation, and a big shoot up in the price action, what's happening in 2018 is the people that are jumping in, they're a little more cautious, they're a little more hesitant, but they also see the future where this is going. So they're not, it's not as much of a get-rich-quick scheme as it is seeing that this is a viable technology that could revolutionize the world, just like the internet did back in the 90s, right? So just last week in Miami at the North American Bitcoin Conference, Kevin Connolly, an actor from the HBO series Entourage, announced a new television show. It's going to be called Cryptos. Now, it's under development, and Connolly hopes the new show is going to help everyone understand the innovative cryptocurrency ecosystem. Connolly is very pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto, really sees this space just as many of us do, or many of us that have been looking at crypto for a while now that see what's happening. So having a show around it is very interesting. So the plot line follows a young startup trying to launch a cryptocurrency-fueled entertainment platform. The series is going to feature Kevin Connolly, who is known as Eric E. Murphy in Entourage. Connolly also agreed to direct the cryptocurrency-focused show episode. So the producers are hoping the show will be picked up by major streaming platforms like Amazon Prime and Netflix. Reading a little bit more about it, they go on to say that they're really looking, the plot line is around some down and out actors, kind of like some washed out actors. They're looking to revolutionize and turn the entertainment industry up on its end by focusing on a crypto and blockchain theme. So can't wait for this thing to come out, see what happens. Probably be a little while before it comes out, but definitely a story that I'm following. And that's just one thing. When you think of shows like that go mainstream, it's going to pique a lot more people's interest. And that's really the first part. People get interested, and then a lot of people ridicule or push it away or dismiss it. But what you have is eventually you see slow adoption just through things like this, just different things that come out that make it more and more mainstream. And eventually you hit that tipping point where the masses move towards crypto. And that is what we're looking at. That's what I'm trying to see what's going to happen. As you'll see in the next couple of bits that I prepared for this piece, different people have different opinions as far as when that's going to happen. But, for everyone, it's not necessarily a if it will happen, but a when. When will it happen? And that's really what we're looking at. So, according to BitPay's CEO, mass adoption of crypto is about 3 to 5 years away. He says further use adoption will push the price higher, and if history is any guide, we'll see new all-time highs in regard to cryptocurrency prices. He's expecting, saying 3 to 5 years until you can go into a restaurant, retail establishment, and just everybody's going to expect the store to be able to accept a blockchain payment. So that's where BitPay CEO goes, and BitPay, just a little insight if you're not familiar with BitPay. BitPay is a crypto wallet and credit card that allows you to pay with crypto, so you can move crypto to your wallet on your BitPay and use it to, whenever you swipe a card anywhere where, say, Visa or MasterCard is accepted, depending on what card you have. BitPay is one of them. There's several other crypto cards out there, but BitPay is by far the biggest one that's out there right now. Now, according to the CEO of Binance, Changpeng Zhao, or CZ as he goes by, he's saying that efforts are going to trickle down to bring good tidings in 2019. So he's saying his sole view, 2019 will be the year crypto's finally achieved true mass adoption. So, and it's not like he said this a long time ago, guys. He actually said this a few weeks ago. So he's a little bit more optimistic on what 2019 will bring. And I'll tell you what we saw in 2018 was many, many, many projects being launched, being built. 2017 was the year of hype and price speculation. But all of those projects that were hyped about, well, not all of them, but many of the ones that were hyped about in 2017, the legitimate ones, are coming to fruition. They're getting launched, getting implemented. We're seeing other programs to help take crypto mainstream. And if you've listened for a while or go back to some of my past episodes, you see I really applaud anything that brings crypto mainstream. And I'll talk a little bit more about that after I move on from Binance, talking about what Binance has done. But they've done some huge things in 2018 to try to help move things forward. So Binance expansions recently, if you go to Binance's website, they have Binance Launchpad. It's a token launch platform, which they say is for transformative projects. Now, they're currently featuring BitTorrent, which is the BitTorrent token is supposed to be airdropped to Tron holders soon, and Binance has already come out ahead announcing that they will support the airdrop. So that's one that we see coming. Binance launched a platform called Binance Charity. It raises crypto for different charities, and also it will direct all listing fees that they collect to charities. So any fees they receive in crypto for listing a crypto on their exchange, they will donate that to the Binance Charity platform. Now, granted, this came after they got some heat from several people claiming that they were, trying to exploit different projects for prices to list their cryptocurrencies on Binance's exchange. But now, CZ kind of responded to that with a more transparent listing process, and also that the funds collected for that will be going to a charity. They also launched Binance Academy for education. If you go in there, you can learn more about crypto. Binance offered an OTC trading program now, and they even have a beginner's guide on how to use their exchange within their website. So trying to help people make the process not so hard. They also launched recently a crypto to fiat exchange, which is mainly for Europe, which is for the British pound, the GBP, and the euro. So that's really what's happened with Binance. So they are taking their own steps to help make crypto more mainstream, from everything people are calling for, anywhere from education to also working on a decentralized platform as well. Now, Coinbase also released an education program that actually pays you to learn about crypto. Now, this thing launched not too long ago, but I get a chance to check it out, participate in it. It's called Coinbase Earn, and Coinbase Earn rolled out with currently short lessons on the 0x cryptocurrency. Basically, you take 3 different short lessons, answer a couple questions at the end of each video, and each video they will pay you $1 worth of 0x. Now, 0x I think is trading right now around 31 cents, but it could be some huge upside for that if you really understand how the 0x protocol works. So those are the first 3. Got $3 worth of 0x, and waiting on many more to come. There's also a tab showing that there's going to be more advanced trainings coming soon, but it's more their part of educating people on how crypto works and what crypto is all about and what different projects mean for crypto. So Coinbase has been working on that, so we've seen that happen a lot lately. Another huge role that's going to be pushing mass adoption forward is instant exchange services and crypto payment gateways. Really, there's quite a few apps out there, and in some of the crypto community will give a lot of these projects a lot of slack, because they'll catch a lot of slack because it is a centralized point of exchange. In other words, you don't hold your private keys. And I talked a little bit about that when I talked about different wallets to have. But let's face it, not everybody is ready or mature enough to have their own private keys. Now, what that means is when you have your private keys, you truly own your crypto, right? You have the private keys to it. You have the backup seeds to where if you lose your password, you better have that backup seed, that backup key, because you can't call customer service and say, hey, I lost my crypto. or if you store it somewhere that's vulnerable, like on an electronic device, and someone say you store it in your email and someone hacks into your email and steals your private keys, there's no customer service you can call and get that crypto back, right? You become the bank. So you need to have a secure vault. You need to make sure you handle that. And not everybody's ready for that. Just like we all have friends. Like if you had a certain, large amount of money, there's certain friends you wouldn't ask to watch that for you, right? Because they're not ready for it. So different platforms will give you different abilities of control, but we need all aspects because some people want it to be easy, right? Think about your Venmo, right? And I'm going to talk in a little while about some apps that are similar to Venmo, but for crypto, right? It makes it easy. Sure, you may not hold your private keys, but you're not sending thousands or millions of dollars. You may be buying $5, $10 at a time or sending someone crypto for services rendered. And you're not really that worried about, protecting private keys if you're on an exchange. Because, obviously anything you have, say, on Venmo or PayPal also could easily be, taken away. So now Changelly is one that just came out. They contribute to mass adoption by bringing crypto payment option to one of the biggest payment gateways, coin payments. And, that's kind of where mass adoption can happen. So, thanks to this cooperation, users have the opportunity to buy goods from thousands of stores with more than 100 different cryptocurrencies. You can also download the API if you're a retailer that wants to accept crypto payments, which allow you to accept crypto for payments through Changelly. Now, our sponsor, which I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, Concierge Club, they created a point-of-sale solution and a mobile private key wallet for your phone to interface together that way. And right now, your main acceptance is out in the Las Vegas area, but this project is going to scale in the near future to a larger area, nationwide, worldwide. That they got big plans for this project. But when I was in Vegas, I was able to go in, and we were in a couple of different places, and I was able to just have my Concierge Clubs on my wallet on my phone. And when I went to pay for something, whether it was buying a beer, paying for something else, I was able to just scan that point of sale solution QR code on an Android device that the retailer had, and payment was accepted straight through there. So Concierge Club is something that allows, point of sale solution allowing crypto payments on an Android interface as far as the point of sale solution. Now, other apps that are working on things, so Abra and Dropbit, allow you to send cash or crypto using phone numbers, just like Venmo is. Just like you can search someone through Venmo and send them money, right? So you can find them on there, send them money. You can do the same thing in Abra and Dropbit. And I've tested out both of those. They both work pretty good to where you can send crypto to people just like that. So if you want to pay someone for maybe somebody, someone bought you, just picking up dinner for you, and you got to pay them back, and maybe it's $20, and you say, hey, you accept Bitcoin, send them $20 of Bitcoin, right? If they're not into crypto, teach them. If they don't need the money right away, that's a good way to get people in the crypto, is to ask them, hey, do you accept, can I pay you in crypto? And that may be their start. It may be the first time they ever hold some Bitcoin or anything, but it's something that can help make it go mainstream. Another thing that happened recently, we've been seeing a big rise in crypto ATMs. There's a project I'll be working on this year to really get a lot more crypto ATMs out into the marketplace. But Coinstar had an announcement where when you go to turn in your coins, you can take that coins, instead of converting it to cash or to gift cards, you can also get Bitcoin, right? So it, in essence, turned it into mass, a bunch of Bitcoin terminals throughout the country, because coin stores are in many, many, many grocery stores. And there's been some other news articles. One of them I shared on the page where they're catching some slack as well, because they have kind of some extreme KYC. It's not instant. It's not like as soon as you put the money in, you get the Bitcoin the first time. It's a little bit of a process, but it is a movement towards mass adoption. Even people that are maybe at a Coinstar machine, turning in some coins to get some cash or to get a gift card. They may not even choose Bitcoin, but just seeing it on the machine plants that seed in their head that we're moving towards mass adoption. Another thing we saw today, so Samsung, this was kind of a leak, not really confirmed, but insider with Samsung leaked some screenshots of a Samsung, which supposedly is a S10, Galaxy S10, which is supposed to come out, next month, where it actually has a wallet a Bitcoin, a crypto wallet built into it that will allow you to import assets into your Galaxy S10. So basically like a cold storage wallet for crypto built into the Samsung Galaxy S10. Now, this is not the first time we hear this leak, but it is the first time we see a screenshot showing, having that option. There's a lot more things that need to happen. Many people say more institutional investors need to come in. We've obviously seen a lot of that happening with a lot of platforms being built for crypto. I mean, Fidelity created a company called Fidelity Digital Assets, which Fidelity holds trillions of dollars of regular assets. They're getting into the crypto space, right? ICE, the company that owns the New York Stock Exchange, is launching the BACK platform. Now, BACK was supposed to be coming out later this month, may be delayed due to the fact that the government shutdown is still going on. It's hard to get any final approvals if the government's not working. I mean, hell, let's face it, the government doesn't work that much anyway, but you need someone there to make an approval. In fact, ETFs, many people say we need ETFs to be approved for crypto to become more mainstream, to bring a lot more trading volume to Bitcoin. We're also expecting a Van Eck ETF decision soon. Today, they announced they withdrew their ETF application. Now, at first sight, that may seem like something that would just send the price of Bitcoin spiraling or many people panicking because for why are they withdrawing? But it's really quite simple. A couple of reasons. One, they're looking to explore the option of doing more than one crypto ETF. But also, with the deadline approaching, if the government was still in shutdown, they could have received a blanket denial from the SEC without any kind of consideration. So without, to be cautious and not have that happen, they withdrew the application. I'm sure you'll see it get submitted again as soon as we get that whole situation resolved in Washington, D.C. There's also a shopping app that launched over the weekend, and it's still in a larger beta phase. And without going into too much into detail, because I actually got a chance to test it today, it's basically a shopping app that gives you the ability to make purchases, and different retailers give you different discounts when you purchase through their app in the store. Basically, the app instantly buys you a gift card for whatever the amount of the purchase is, and depending on the retailer, you get a certain percent off. And that company is also working to incorporate crypto rewards on the back end of that, to where you can get rewards in particular cryptos that they've been testing. And then, so whenever you go to pay at other places, you can choose to either pay from, the credit card you have linked to the app, or pay with the crypto that you have in your wallet. So another project that could be bringing a lot more people to use crypto. And that's one thing where it could be there and people may not even realize it's crypto. And that's when we're moving closer to mass adoption. Whenever people are using crypto and they're not even really realizing that they're using crypto, is when you could see another move towards, what we consider mass adoption. A couple other things that can lead to mass adoption. So non-fungible tokens, right? So I've done a whole episode on this. If you haven't seen it, go back and find that episode. But non-fungible tokens as collectibles. And I mentioned a couple that I tested with whenever I was doing research for that podcast episode. Both CryptoKitties, which CryptoKitties was the first platform built on Ethereum with non-fungible tokens that really helped to draw a lot of attention to the space. I mean, let's face it, we saw a digital cat sell for upwards of $100,000 worth of Ethereum back in December 2017. That's when the market was hot. But also Major League MLB Crypto, which is digital bobbleheads that are actually Ethereum ERC 721 non-fungible tokens. And all non-fungible tokens mean is that it can only be exchanged for the full amount. You can't buy half of a token. It's only sold in whole, and there's a little more to non-fungible tokens, but just to kind of give you a surface level overview of what we're talking about in this aspect. And there's actually exchanges out there, platforms, to where you can hold these collectible tokens in your Ethereum wallet. They could be, you could buy a CryptoKitty, you could buy, there's other collectibles that are out there now. There's the baseball digital bobbleheads. And then there's also a lot of, ERC 721 non-fungible tokens that are being used to purchase different assets in different games, or weapons in different games, or in some cases, digital trading cards that kind of look like the Magic cards that used to be traded back in the day. So non-fungible tokens is another one. The barrier to get in, once you understand crypto, it still can be a little confusing as to, okay, what kind of wallet do I need? Where do I need to go to buy it? And then where can I use it? Or what can I do to see it? So there's some different barriers to get into that. which is something I think we'll see be a process be made a little bit easier on soon, when someone can easily, say, pay cash or link a card to buy an ERC 721 an Ethereum token, or it could be, non-fungible tokens can also be on the Tron network, on the EOS network, and there's a few others as well. But just to be able to pay for it without having to jump through all the hurdles, that's when we're going to move closer to mass adoption. Think about, people have been, collect all these rare collectibles for years, for centuries, for ages, right? Goes back from antiques to baseball cards. But now imagine all of that going digital, to where you can have each individual token be like a unique asset on the blockchain where there's a limited number. You create scarcity into any kind of collectible, and that's where you get value. So that's another thing I think is going to help make crypto mainstream. And finally, the last note I put on here was getting paid in crypto for work. Now, sure, there's a lot of crypto companies out there that are paying. You have a lot of people that maybe it's not their full-time job, so they're not looking to get paid in cash, right? And, it's kind of a joke when I talk to crypto people and they talk about job versus a project they're working on. Their job pays them in fiat currency. So they'll refer to that as their fiat job, and they'll refer to the crypto job as just that, the crypto job, because they're getting paid in crypto because they see the future where this thing is going. You pay me in crypto, and maybe we're launching a project that's a few pennies right now, but it could be worth a lot more. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to know how to code or build a blockchain, right? There's many different avenues you can do to get involved with companies. And I think you're going to see a lot more companies over the next year offer to pay, especially, part-time or freelance employees with crypto instead of cash. So a lot going on in the crypto space. Really wanted to talk about that. Market has been moving sideways for quite a while now. Whether CZ from Binance is right and we're going to see mass adoption this year, or the BitPay CEO is right and we're going to see it in 3 to 5 years from now. Either way, we know it's coming. So we're doing our part just to get ready and educate the masses. That's another thing. The final thing that it's going to take to get us to mass adoption is education. That's why I wrote the book that I put out there for sale on Amazon. That's why I do this podcast under the same name, From No Crypto to No Crypto. And I've also seen quite a few people, just yesterday I had a conversation with 2 other people that are building education platforms, whether it's for their own work, or in one case, working on a group project for a crypto education platform within a personal development and coaching program, to where you can, come into this program, and while you can get coaching and learn about many other topics, you can also learn about crypto while you're there. So trying to bring it to the masses. Can I tell you, just when we announced it to that group, got tons and tons of interest. Everybody was pulling us on the side, asking questions about it, saying they wanted to learn more about it. So another thing that can help bring it mainstream, but people have to understand it, right? When the internet first came out in the 90s, it was clunky. It was hard to figure out. It was, it wasn't very good. And we saw different programs start to come out to make it easier, make it more mainstream. And then think about mass adoption, right? Now it just seems like it happened automatically, but if you lived it, it didn't. It was a clunky process, and that's what we're seeing happen with cryptocurrency and blockchain. So I want to thank you for listening today. That is it for the episode, and we will catch you on the next episode.